All right, so this is the Salt Circle podcast. It's me, Hank, and my co-host, Ben.
Why am I the co-host?
I mean, we're both co-hosts.
I suppose. That's fair.
And just the idea of this podcast is taking a singular topic where we both have some interest in or whatever, and just going through it for a single podcast, with each episode just being its own thing on a different topic.
Yep. And we did talk about occasionally, like, trying to convince the other person of something, or, kind of, I guess, more of a debate without debating things. Maybe?
Pitching something.
Yeah, that's the better term.
Yeah. With just these aren't going to be rambly podcasts about lots of different things. We're going to try and focus them on a specific thing, though, with rambling within that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it won't take long for us to digress into madness.
Stuff happens.
Yep.
When you're talking to people.
Yeah.
So our topic for this first week is this past weekend was the pre-release for the new Magic the Gathering set, Ixalan. We both attended.
Yep. For those not in the know, Wizards of the Coast does a pre-release weekend for, I think it's just big game stores that are certified, I guess. They get kits of the set before it is available to buy in stores. You pay like $30-ish depending, and you get to build a deck, have a little tournament, win some booster packs. It's fun.
Yeah. You get 6 packs of the 15 cards, and you build a deck with those cards. And you get a promo foil card when you attend the in-person events, too.
They start at, did yours, or at whatever place near you, did they also start at, midnight? Is that a universal thing? Like doing midnight Friday?
Not all places do a midnight release. I'm pretty sure the place I went to did happen to, but there were also places I saw that were running events around here that weren't doing midnight releases.
Sure.
So
yeah, I was
just up to the event, I think.
I was real hesitant, but then, I don't know. I had that impromptu workout. I got myself all hyped up. It turned out my friend was back in town, so I'm like, yeah, all right, you got me.
Yeah, I thought about doing the midnight one, but then I didn't, and then I was busy Saturday, so I didn't end up doing mine till Sunday.
Yep, that's fair.
But that's just how it goes, because I run them for all 3 days. And then the other thing that's new is they used to do events like this with the online version of Magic the Gathering Online. They used to do pre-release events the weekend after. They've changed that, so now they just start running regular events with the set the Monday after. So I also did one of those on Monday. So I also be able to talk about that play experience, though it's not an in-person thing, so there's less stuff around it to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely, I don't know. It's like it currently is the only event that I kind of do as far as in-person things.
Mm-hmm. And it's been a long time for me since I've done one of these in person. I actually looked up.
What did you say the last one was?
The last time I went was Mirrodin Besieged, which is 2011. Okay.
All right.
And the first one I went to was Cold Snap in 2006. I'd only gone to them. I've gone to them 5 times before this.
Okay.
Events.
See,
they weren't all pre-releases.
It's so weird because in the space of the game itself, Cold Snap seems so far away. I look at Cold
Snap was
like,
pretty isolated.
That's old cards. And then it's like, no, wait. Yeah. It's only 2000 whatever.
Yeah, 2006. Yeah, so those cards also feel super new to me. But again, they're also super old. They're over 10 years old. Yeah. I've been playing Magic for a long time though. I've been playing Magic for a long time before I ever went to an event.
Sure. See,
it was really only until after I no longer had a regular play group that I started looking into them at all.
Gotcha. See, that was kind of I started Magic very briefly in high school and then just kind of fell out of it. And then Jeremy started going to Stevens Point, where I currently go, and he met our friend Mike, and Mike is big into Magic, and that kind of got Jeremy back into it a bit. And then I'm like, yeah, sure, okay, like I'll come back, I'll do this pre-release thing or whatever. It turned out being really fun.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Yeah, I got introduced to Magic like when I was 10. Like my friends had gone away on a trip to Canada and they came back with all these stories and new things. And one of the things they came back with was Magic. But they had no idea how to play that game. Oh my God, they taught me so many wrong things.
Yeah.
So I was just like, and I'd been super into comic books with, I had like a $5 allowance, but then I started spending it on just buying Magic cards. I was buying like Tempest and Urza's Destiny, were like the two sets for whatever reason that were in the store that I gravitated to.
Not bad sets to grab.
Yeah, no. I mean, probably Saga would have been worth more if I'd been doing that instead of Destiny. But.
Yeah. But I mean, either way, you were going for that really early, like buying up all the reserve list cards.
I mean, those were like
before you even knew.
Urza's Destiny was the newest set kind of. And like I remember Masks was like the first one that came out after I'd started getting stuff that I was like aware of. So I bought like Portal and Portal first and second edition stuff and 6th edition stuff.
Yep.
Was like all my starting all the stuff I was starting with. So that's like my baseline.
Okay.
And everything before that feels old, and everything after Urza's Destiny feels new. And everything after like Invasion block feels super new, because Invasion is where Magic the Gathering Online started, and I got in on that right when it started. So I've been playing that since whatever year that was, like a long time ago.
2004?
Something like that.
So, I mean, how'd your pre-release go?
I went 2-2.
Okay.
And all my losses were 2-1.
All right. I mean,
I won one sweep. Yeah. So I won 2-1, where the one game I lost in the first match was kind of me throwing. I'll talk about that later. There's just a card that's just fucking. It was my pre-release foil card. I played it. It's fucking garbage. It's like it's a make me lose card.
Nice.
So I won that one. Then the next one was someone who was just like pretty new, and I just kind of wiped the floor with them.
You're like, I'm here to win.
Well, he just I saw him make a bunch of misplays.
Okay.
He could have.
Gotcha.
He didn't see. Not too big, but and so I swept him, and then the next game I won the first game, but I was kind of all over the place and like felt kind of bad because I got in a weird fight over life that I was wrong about, and then that was immediately before the turn that I won, so it was extra stupid. And then the guy was playing an aggro deck, and he just sort of like, and it ended up just being too fast for my deck. Like, it was so infuriating. I just lost to 2-2s.
That
Too many
sounds
2-2s.
What were you playing?
So I was playing red-green dinosaurs.
Okay.
Because I had 2 snapping sailbacks, which is the 5-mana 4/4 flash dinosaur. That, like, whenever it takes damage, it gets a 1/1 counter. And I had 2 of the Raging Sword Tooths, which is another 5-mana dinosaur that's red-green and is a 5/5 trampler, and when it comes into play, it deals 1 damage to each other creature.
All right, so you were definitely more like mid-range.
Yeah, so I have 4 5-mana cards that I'm like, these are solid. These are good cards. But my problem was, so I could my deck was consistently that mid game, no end game, because I had no good bombs. No end game beyond that. But my early game didn't end up being good enough, because these blue and black decks that were playing 2
Yeah.
Qs was what I ended up losing to.
Yep.
But also just I ended up getting bad draws with bad hands that didn't have the
Okay.
speed or the right cards. Just mana screwed, and maybe some parts where I should have mulliganed, but I don't know what I would have mulliganed did too, so it's hard to know. So
All right.
I was feeling real good. Then I went to go get a slice of pizza because I had won so fast, and then things started going downhill. Then it all fell apart.
I mean, wait, what kind of pizza was it? Like, was it a big name
It was
brand?
a single big slice. It's a local place.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say if you like went to Pizza Hut or something, like there's your problem. That's why you lost.
No. It's not a chain.
Okay. All right. Good.
And also, the big thing for me, though, was this event was just at a game cafe. So it was by far the smallest of these events I've ever gone to. Every other time has been at, like, a giant event, because
Gotcha.
the ones I used to go to when I was going in the mid-2000s, all of the New York area events, there would be one event for the whole, like, New York area. So
Yeah.
they were giant.
Yeah. So
And,
just
like,
huge.
And the last time I went, they had gotten, like, priced out of running it in Manhattan, and the game store they had used to be tied to would close down. So it was out in Brooklyn. It was like, took me a long time to get there. I
Yeah.
had to wake up like super early, and it was a thing. And then I went to one once that was at like a bus stop in Baltimore while I was in college, and that was a whole different nightmare because I missed
Yeah.
transit on my way home.
Yeah.
That was
You
bad.
mentioned that once. That would.
That
Yeah.
was-
That would not be fun.
I tried to walk home. Like, it was
Be a
bad.
hero.
I fell asleep on the street at one point.
Nice.
Cop woke me up, asked me if I was okay, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And just started walking again because I was so out of it.
Jesus.
Good
Committed.
times.
Yeah.
Look, man, magic's important. That was for Time Spiral, which I was super stoked for. I love that set.
All right, that makes sense. Yeah, I ended up going 3-1, which I was pretty happy about. Actually, the only reason I didn't go, okay, I lost my second game, so I don't
Yeah.
want to say that I would have gone 4-0, but had everything else panned out right. I lost that game because I drew roughly 8 lands in a row, and I had there was one of like 4 cards I could have drawn, maybe 6. That would have just like, all right, I win. But I just drew another island. Was going blue-green merfolk. Just kind of a weird, not full aggro. Like, I think I had one drop, and then a couple 2 drops, and then it was mostly 3. But I had, I guess my overperformers, I had one with the wind, which is the blue and 1, and it's gives flying and +2/+2, and just like everything's in the air now. And I had 2 of those in my deck. And then Jade Guardian, which is hexproof, and you can give a counter to a merfolk when it enters, and it is a merfolk, so that was
Nice.
fun because there's not a lot of targeted removal. And then I forget the name of it. It's something of the waters. I don't know. It's another merfolk that anything with a counter on it is unblockable. And then I had a couple of those instant speed cards that let you put a counter on target creature and target merfolk. So
Yeah.
I was getting through quite a bit. I personally beat down Jeremy. It always feels better beating your friends than strangers. So that was great. And he's way more into Magic than I am from like a active standpoint. So that always feels good. And ended up doing
Nice.
better than Mike, but I can respect his game plan. And his game plan was to win with Revel in the Riches. Like, where you need to get 12 treasure tokens out or something, and then you win the game.
Oh.
So, like, I respect it, but he wasn't going to go 4-0 like normal.
Yeah.
The one card I had that I thought was going to be way better, and it did work, but it was doing work because I was already like flying. Was Dowsing Dagger / Lost Veil. So it gives the +2/+1, and if you deal combat damage, it transforms, and you can tap it, add 3 mana.
So I got Dowsing Dagger in both my drafts, in both my events.
Nice.
I got it. So I've played a lot with that card, and I've never played Magic so much where I was like, I really don't want this land that gives me 3 mana of any color. That's not what I want. I want this artifact that gives my creature +2/+1.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I felt about it. I'm like, if I could just keep that +2, I could win this turn instead. But it was fine. I also had...
Luckily, you don't have to flip it. It's a May, which is super important to me.
It's a fucking May?
Yeah, it's a May.
God
it's a
damn
May.
it.
You may flip it.
No, it's not. Where's the card?
It's
May. Around. I'm looking. I'll be right. Just hold on. It's not a May. I guarantee it's not a May. There's no way. Oh, the mic. Oh, there's no way. Unreal.
I'm so happy about
Dowsing
this.
Dagger. Let me put my headphones on. Dowsing Dagger. When Dowsing Dagger enters the battlefield, target opponent creates 2/0/2 green plant creature tokens with Defender. Equipped creature gets +2/+1. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to target or to a player, you may God damn it.
Yep.
Unreal.
You may. So there was one game where I transformed it, and I used it to use one of those cards. There's a cycle in the set of like small creatures that have an 8 mana tap ability.
Yeah, they're
so I used
gross.
I used Ixalan's Keeper, which is a 2/2 for 1 and a green, and it has 8 mana, 7 and 1 green to tap it, and you give target creature +5/+5 and trample until end of turn. So I did it to do that once. That was in the game I stomped. That was in the match I stomped.
I can't believe it. For some reason, like just completely overlooked the May, and I was like, I have to transform this. That's the caveat.
Nope. It's a May.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
My other underperformer was, now that I like have my little deck here, Shapers of Nature. Green, blue, and 1. And it's like the 3 in green put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, and 2 in blue remove counter, draw a card. I think I used its put a counter on ability once, and it wasn't super relevant. But yeah.
I really like Jungle Delver, which is the 1 mana 1/1. You can tap 4 to put a +1/+1 counter on it. That card.
Okay, yeah.
I was always happy to have that card.
I think the other one
go
on.
My LVP was my promo card, which is Old Growth Dryads, which is a 1 mana 3/3. But when it comes into play, your opponent gets to search their library for a basic land and put it into play tapped.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's just you're just gonna lose. Oh man,
it's not great.
I basically helped my opponent. He also had a card that made his dinosaurs cost 1 less, and he got out a Carnage Tyrant on turn 5, which is a 7/6 can't be countered trample hexproof.
You did
it's
it.
Like fuck. I'm taking that card out. Fuck that card.
I did have.
And I looked at it. I was like, "This is probably bad, but I want to try it."
No, yeah, that makes sense. Like I think I saw it and I was like, maybe, and then just
I played it turn 1. Bad, bad.
Yeah. See, my thing was being in blue. I had 2 cancels that I played. I had almost nothing but them in my hand, and was just kind of waiting out, not doing much in the last match that I played. And the guy had a bit of ramp. And okay, first off, I think both games he mulled down to 5, and said that it was like the 7th time he had to do that. So I feel like his deck construction was bad. If you're mulling to 5 more than once. But he played something. He played like a 7-drop something or another, like one of the really big dinosaurs, and I canceled it. And then the next turn he played another one, and I canceled it, and then I won. Like, good times were had. I felt a little bad for him though, because mulling to 5 is terrible.
I mean, I mulled to 5, and I was pretty okay with my mana base. It happens.
Yeah, but like, if he actually had done it 7 times that night, there's something wrong. Or he just has the worst luck.
Or he's just really bad at shuffling.
That is true. Or I was good at cutting.
Expert cuts.
I mean,
Yeah.
we all have our little strategies.
One of the cards I really liked was Raptor Hatchling, which is a 1/1 for 2 mana. Whenever it takes damage, it creates a 3/3 dinosaur
Right.
with trample. So playing in green and then having a trick so where I could block something, I pumped it so it lived, so I could still keep that pressure and get another 3/3 dinosaur later. That was really good. That felt real good. That made my opponent mad. He was not happy. He was like, "God damn it, why did I attack?"
And then I guess I think it was maybe one of the biggest pre-releases I'd been to, because I always go to the same store in Point, and they had Jeremy had texted me a couple hours beforehand and said, "Hey, if there's 50 or more people, we get bumped up to the next prize bracket. So there's like a ton of giveaways and shit." And at first I was like, "Yeah, okay, like call me if you're at 49." But then I ended up going. I think we had like between 50 and 60. And there's always those people who like buy the kit, drop out, and just call it. But doesn't matter. You're still there. So there was a couple okay giveaways, like some posters, and then like some of the cardboard stand things that aren't as cool as they sound. But then they had fucking giant cards, like the huge ones that are like the size of a small TV. Not like the oversized commander cards. I'm talking like you have to like I don't even know what to compare.
It's gonna be a pain when you have to move.
Yeah, like you hang it up on the wall almost, sort of thing. And they had I wanted the Oath of Nissa one so badly. Big giant artwork, green. It's my flavor. Like I wanted it, so I didn't get it, but I wanted it so badly.
Yeah.
And they're like people will sell them for I think like $50, because there's always those people who want to make the giant decks, which apparently have been made. Like Mike was talking about it, and he's like, "Yeah, the basic lands are really hard to find, so people will pay like $200 or $300 or $400 for them."
Jesus.
And you think like making a full 60 card deck, just massive. It was cool.
Dumb.
I was also kind of surprised there wasn't, as far as not even just my personal matches, but from what I could tell from the whole night, there was no one really getting super upset or super salty. So that was pretty nice, because I know now and again when I go to draft, there's those couple people who always just like, "Yeah, I get it, drawing your 4th land in a row really sucks, but calm down."
Yeah.
So that was cool.
It was mostly good attitudes while I was playing. I mean, I played against one guy who was a little aggressive about playing fast, and it kind of threw me off, but that's like a minor thing. Apparently, though, they had the night before, it had a real bad dude. It had an incident. So I'm glad I missed that.
Yeah, that'd be shitty.
Yeah.
There was we were giving Jeremy a bit of shit because there was one, I think there was like one girl playing at the pre-release. Technically 2, but like the other one was a kid. Like literally maybe 10 or 12, so like doesn't count. The other one
there
was
was
like,
there was a little girl playing Two-Headed Giant with her mom.
Okay, that's cool. But first off, we were joking because she was like super flirty with everyone. Like, she was not picking favorites. And we were just talking about how many people have been thrown off tonight because the cute girl is flirting with them across the table. And then also, some people were like, yeah, whenever I talk to my female friends about playing and they get really into it, I tell them, if you're going to go to a tournament, wear the low-cut shirt and lean over the table. Like, you're there to win. Fluster your opponent. But then it came out. We didn't know exactly how old she was. She could have been 15. She could have been 19. Like, just one of those people. But one of the rules of Magic, for people who might not know the intricacies, there is a distinct difference between the word may and not having the word may, as you heard earlier.
Mm-hmm.
If something says you may do it and you forget about it, you're kind of SOL unless it's a very friendly game. If it says, for example, you draw a card at the beginning of your upkeep, it's up to both people to keep track of that, even if it's detrimental to you. Like, it's kind of on you to keep track of all that stuff.
Yeah.
Jeremy was playing against this girl, and like, she missed a must trigger. Like, I don't know what it was. I don't think it was game winning, but it wasn't great for Jeremy, and he just like let it go. So we were all giving him shit about cheating. Like,
gotcha.
Really? You had to lie and cheat to a 15-year-old girl. Is pre-release winning really that important to you?
I mean, I would say.
I don't think I would.
I mean, I wouldn't. I let stuff slide, honestly, in mine. Like, there was if someone misplayed real bad, I wasn't actually that.
Misplay? Oh, hell no. But if it's like something that has to happen, I usually speak up, unless the person is like being a dick.
I don't know. I let a person take back a bad pounce that they didn't understand the rules on. I wasn't like super nitpicky, which made me annoyed when I was playing someone who was. It's like,
Yeah.
It's just like, if it at a pre-release, I just don't care that much. Like, I get that it is to win more cards, but it's a friendly event. It's not.
I mean,
and a lot of the people there are new. Like,
a couple judges.
I mean, I was talking to
spoken
people
on
who were pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, just how it's the judges were even like, yeah, you don't need to enforce all the rules. Like, a judge might actually side with someone not calling out a trigger. Like, it's because it's more casual. Like, whatever.
Like, just to keep they don't like to have to get involved.
Yep.
The thing I wish I did is talk to the person in my last game, because I could have maybe convinced him that we should split it and each just taken 3 packs.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was in a position where I could have done that, but I didn't.
Should have lost. Yeah, you definitely should have asked draw.
Yeah.
Before our match, Jeremy asked me that. I don't even know if it would have mattered, like, at all.
Yeah.
But he's like,
I would never do it. I wouldn't do it early, just because you don't know what you're gonna end up with.
Yeah.
But last game, you know.
I was pretty confident at that point. I'd just come off of my Jeremy win, so I'm like, yeah, fuck it, we're playing this out.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
I think yeah. And a nice kind of little bonus. There was like no BO. Like,
yeah, there wasn't bad BO where I was. It got a little warm eventually.
Oh, I mean, yeah, if it's I was kind of expecting it to be worse because it's been like 90 degrees here. So,
yeah.
But it wasn't. It was nice. I think that's one of those things that like people have just gotten better about in the last couple of years. Because now you have the internet, and all of the like gross people are being called out on the internet. And if they like the internet, they don't want to be called out on it, I guess.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're kind of small. It's not like you're.
No, it's not
faceless.
If
you're a faceless person, I feel like it's a little different at like a convention, rather than a person going to a small thing to spend $30 on trading cards.
I mean, there was my first pre-release, and I think maybe even my second. Like, there was a little bit. It was definitely like a thing, though.
Fair enough.
It was amplified by the like very dank smell of weed. So
Yeah, it also depends on the space you're in. Like if you're in a fucking dungeon, like I've had Magic tournaments that were like underground, like the basement of a skyscraper, like just cement walls,
so
all gray.
I'm pretty excited for this set. Like,
It's cool.
don't
It's a pretty low powered set, but
Yeah.
that's fine.
so the set
There are
is.
some- Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna start from, I guess, depending on how you like swing things, worst to best. There are merfolk, which is like, I mean, it's still good. I love merfolk. A lot of people do, and they finally made them green, more or
Yeah.
less officially now, instead of just a random thing. So that's cool. Then vampires, it's vampires, but they're also like white vampires, so that's really neat. And pirates, which, I mean, it's fucking pirates. Like, it's 2017. That's fantastic. Like, more of that. And then dinosaurs. You have pirates, dinosaurs, and vampires all in like the same little confined area, and it's magical.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. for
Like,
this
just
set.
yeah, just from a fun standpoint, like, hell yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The tribes you're building with they're cool and they're fun, and like they're not like super synergistic. You can't. It's hard to cross them, but they don't. They're all sort of interested in the same thing.
Yeah, it's
I really like the treasure effects on the pirate cards. Those are
Yep.
cool.
Some of
and
them
their
are
ability
really
to
good.
do things. Well, I was playing. I got the fucking 3-mana legendary red one.
okay.
Like that every time he attacks Captain Lannery Storm, and every time it's a 2/2 haste, and whenever it attacks, you get a treasure. And then whenever you sack a treasure, it gets +1 attack.
Nice.
So just like the mana ramp you can get off that for playing that card early is pretty
Yeah.
good for like pumping out a dinosaur.
Yep. Yeah, some of the I actually really like. I'm just kind of like looking through. Like Prosperous Pirates is a 5-drop 3/4, and when it enters, you create 2 colorless tokens. So like it's little stuff like that where it's like, all right, this is a decent value anyway, and then you get like 2 mana to use later.
Yeah, and there's like a 4-mana spell where you draw 2 cards, but you get a treasure too. Like I like that. That's-
You get. Is it
or
just
2 treasures?
I think
I can't
in
even remember.
it's in my deck. It's in my deck. Let's see.
You get 1 treasure.
You son of a
Treasure.
bitch! You beat me to it. How dare you? Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Some people
I like that stuff.
I was getting like just talking about it with people there, getting mixed opinions of like whether those people in particular were going to be looking more forward to constructed formats like standard with it or
Yeah.
drafting. And I'd met quite a few people who were like, yeah, I think drafting is going to be really fun with it, but constructed is just kind of meh.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I don't know enough about where standard is right now, but
It's
I don't feel
weird.
like. Yeah, I feel like this is a little too slow and underpowered to affect it too much. Depending on what is cycling out, it could still you like have to play with these cards just because I don't know if the best stuff's
Yeah.
cycling out yet or not. But it
I
doesn't.
mean-
It does seem like more of a fun limited thing than like a really thing that's going to change a lot of other formats.
Yeah, for sure. I am.
Except
Oh, what?
just that there are a couple cards that I want to play in EDH, which is always
Yes, and I was actually just about to like mention. We got my little list that I have here is I think Dowsing Dagger has potential. Like especially
It's
if
such a
you're
weird card.
if you're really focused on like ramp and stuff though.
You have
I
to
don't
be
know.
aggro and ramp.
Yeah. I mean elves maybe. something.
Well, I like it better on things that are flying or have an unblockable, because you do have to deal with those plant tokens. It's so like a standard on the ground attack strat. I don't love for that card.
Mm-hmm.
The big thing about like that I was looking at when I was looking at these cards is vehicles just seem terrible in this format.
No, vehicles
seem bad.
I mean, I would not blame Wizards for adding it just because people get to pilot vehicles with dinosaurs and pirates. Like, the T-Rex is driving the boat.
Like, they're just not good enough.
Has a little captain's hat on. He has like little sticks in his hands because he can't reach the captain's wheel.
You just have to be fat. As long as you're fat enough, you can pirate any boat. Is the lesson I've learned.
I think the second one that I have here, and this is kind of like, again, a little bit, in my opinion, worst to best. Spell Swindle, which is the mana drain, but worse but better. It's worse in that it costs more, but you get the treasure tokens, which let you spend the mana whenever you want, and it's all colored, or colorless for that matter. So I think it's a really solid EDH card. Like, I think people who are playing unless you're really aggro about things, I think it's a fun card, certainly. I think it's worth playing in EDH.
It's good. I'd say it's good. It's not great because it's a 5-mana counterspell.
Well, yeah.
But it's kind of the best EDH counterspell since Pact of Negation, I heard it described as. Just like a new counterspell that's interesting.
Yeah.
Like, they don't print those that often.
I mean,
they print Cancel still. The worst counterspell. It's just counterspell, but worse. When they made that card, I was so mad. It's like, that's understandable. But it's also like,
remember that one card
Blue's been overpowered forever.
Just the staple card? Imagine if that cost one more. Just one.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake. But I don't know. I like it. Treasure tokens are cool. I dig treasure tokens. They're shiny.
Yeah.
And
I
then
heard people complaining about that they didn't just bring back gold, because then there would be a little more synergy. But they're only like two cards that create gold.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Also, they're different. Treasure tokens have to tap, so all your tap effects can shut them down.
Yeah.
And also, we got just because I'm a degenerate, I just think of, but if you treasure tokens with Tellurian Academy, though.
Ugh. Oh, god damn. Just the worst.
Just like not actually playable in any format, but dope.
Still, imagine. And then the big one is the Growing Rights of Itlamok / Itlamok Cradle of the Sun, which is standard Gaia's Cradle.
Oh my god, I want that so bad.
Yup.
It's like the.
I actually want it in my art deck. So
it's like $15, I think, right now.
It's 15. I mean, it's pre-release, so prices are all skewed as hell. But
yeah,
I think I'm trying to look. I think the foil last I checked was at like 50. But again, pre-release, like, that's any good card like that at pre-release is gonna be absurd. Yeah, it's still like 50
regular 20, foil 50 is what I see right now.
Oh,
that card is just. I want that card.
Actually, you know what? No, it's down a little bit, at least on I'll bet I know what this is. I think it's the pre-release card is like 30.
Also, it's out of stock where I'm at Star City Games, which is where I was looking.
Okay, I was looking at TCG. Actually, I'm not seeing the oh wait, no, there we go. 55. Classic. Yeah, that's one of those things like I'll pick up after a while once everybody calms down a bit. Though I might go to drafts just to see if I can win one.
If people calm down.
If people calm down. Actually, I forgot to mention my biggest victory.
Oh, it's only 14 at Card Kingdom.
The foil?
No, the regular. I don't know
Oh.
what the foil is.
Don't get me excited like that. Stop that. My big victory, like made my entire night. This other guy who, was he the guy that beat me?
Foil is
No, I don't think
70.
so. Yeah, that's about right. No, it wasn't a guy I played against, I don't think. It's just this guy that, like, I've seen him a couple of times and I've talked to him. He's good friends with Jeremy, so that's, like, where I encounter him mostly. Has a bunch of, like, expensive cards and trades, and I think might buy and sell a tiny bit, but just one of those
Yeah.
people, like, nice fat binder. And we're opening packs all kind of at the table, and he opens the, like, gorgeous planes that I wanted. I'm like, oh shit, I'll trade you for that. And he's like, just take it. And it made me so happy.
Nice.
Like, I was so happy because it's so good. It's
Yeah.
what's her name? Min Yum, I think. She did a land, like one of each basic. Oh my god, they're gorgeous. Like watercolor, just. I want the forest real bad as well.
Yeah.
It's all about that art.
Yeah. So, I think I want to talk about my MTGO event that I then ran on Monday.
Right. Okay.
So these run 5 rounds instead of 4.
Yep, that makes sense.
So I still was trying to get to 3 wins. Then you get 6 packs. You get, because they're also PTQ qualifiers, so you get points if you get 4 or 5 wins. So I start playing. I draw into 2 Verdant Sun's Zenith, or what it's called, which is 7 mana, 5/5.
Yes.
Whenever
is
it
that
comes
the,
into play, Verdant Sun's Avatar is what it's called.
There we go. Yeah. Okay.
Whenever it comes into play, or you play another creature while it's in play, you gain life equal to that creature's toughness.
Yep.
So I was
mean,
like,
you
I have
guys-
to play green again. God damn it. The cool thing I did learn is that you can play Jungle Delver and then pump it before the life gain effect happens. So I got a little extra value out of it that
Nice.
one time. So having been beaten up by black and blue, my inclination then was to look to more weenier other colors, and I went with blue initially, just because there were some good solid small flyers and on
Yep.
one of the unblockable dudes.
Yeah.
I lose my first 2 matches, just completely destroyed. So I lose the first game of my 3rd match, and I'm like, fuck it. I pivot. I pull out all the blue cards and put in my white cards.
Oh.
And like, the key is I have 3 Skyblade of the Legions, which is a 1/3 flyer for 2 mana.
Right.
And then just, some other stuff. And the rare I have in white is the Settle the Wreckage, where you
is that
exile
the exile, dude. It's so good.
Wrath to exile. Well, it's not good early. It's good late.
It's good late. Like,
Yeah.
that's a game changer.
Yeah, in limited, late, that's
Yep.
kind of you win.
A lot of people are
So I-
winning games with it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I did end up winning. So once I pulled out white, then I won 2 games. I'm like, oh yeah. But I have to start every round after that playing the green blue again, and then I have to after the first game I can cycle the white back in.
Oh.
But I also ended up getting a bye, so I'm like, all right, I'm back in this. I've got 1 free win. I've pivoted to white, and I did end up winning the other 2 matches I played, so I went 3-2.
Nice.
So I got six extra packs on MTGO. So that felt good. But it did feel, after I lost the first 2, I'm like, I'm still in this spiral of being tilted from the real event.
Actually,
But I
I
eventually got my way out of it.
This is reminding me. I have my. I asked them for my DCI numbers so I can put that in for my arena beta application. I guess is the best term.
Yeah.
Request.
Yeah, to get some better priority.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how to like. Can you add it on to your current thing, or do you just have to like apply again?
You can contact customer support. You're supposed to contact customer support because I have an old DCI number, so I was looking into it. There should be an easier way. Apparently, like emailing them is the only way to do it.
Annoying, but all right, fair enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was annoyed. I never had a playable black. Really, my black pool was never good
Yeah,
enough in either draft.
My Blackpool wasn't great. Like there was some stuff, but just not enough.
I never had enough creatures to make it playable.
I was pretty tempted to splash white, and for a while, when I initially built my deck, I was going green, blue, white because I had quite a few like basic weenies in white as well as the others, and then my promo card was the flying dinosaur. I think for 3 mana that when it's on the battlefield, creatures enter tapped for your opponent. Mm-hmm. So that's dope, obviously. And then I had the settle the wreckage. So I was like, white's looking real solid, but I don't have a lot of synergy.
Yeah. I don't love splashing a third color unless it's for really good removal.
Yeah.
Like if you've got a couple really good removal spells, then I'm into it. But otherwise, it's just it's just another way to get mana screwed.
Yep. Which is why probably the most I didn't actually get salty, and it's like whatever. I kept it contained because that's how Magic goes sometimes. Like stupid shit happens. But when I lost to someone in an hours draft who was playing 5-color desert tribal, I wasn't thrilled. Like, dude keeps not being mana screwed, and I was so pissed at him for it because he's in 5-color in a draft. Oh,
that's kind of amazing.
He took like all of the deserts that came around. Like he was the one grabbing them. Oh, I was so upset.
I think my best achievement during the draft was beating someone who had Vraska out.
That's pretty good.
Vraska is a green black 6 mana planeswalker that comes with 6 loyalty. You can add 2 loyalty to create a 2/2 black pirate with menace, which is pretty good. You can subtract 1 loyalty to destroy a permanent, basically. I think it's like artifact, creature, enchantment. So
something.
Not other planeswalkers. And then you get treasure tokens. I think you get 1 treasure token. And then she has a minus... Then there's a -10 loyalty ability. Where you set the other player's life total to 1. The other player's life becomes 1.
Yep.
So I'm like, oh god, I'm staring down all these fucking 2/2 menace creatures, and I'm just like dealing. I've got my 1/3 flying vampires, and I'm like just trying to keep it under check until I can burst through and knock it down.
Yeah,
it's just like I won that game, and I don't know how that felt good.
Yeah,
that card is good.
Vraska's pretty great. I don't think anybody, at least no one I faced or heard. I heard someone open Vraska. I don't think anyone opened, or at least that I knew of, Jace or Dino Planeswalker.
I saw someone get Jace as their promo card.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's solid.
So like, Jace isn't great. He's okay. This Jace the Cunning Castaway.
I mean, what someone posted.
I mean, it's a 3-mana planeswalker, so it's, it is what it is.
Someone had a nice joke on Reddit about that. Why is Jace Castaway better at pre-release? He comes with a 6-pack.
Nice.